to our virtual convention. I hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday. How cool is this, by the way? This is a first for us, and it's absolutely incredible. And it really shows already the power and the uniqueness of our business and our opportunity by being able to broadcast to so many homes around the country right now. And I, for one, am truly honoured and blessed to be a part of this and be asked to speak and host our amazing male panellists for you today. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ross. I am a National Marketing Director in the business. I've actually been in the business 4 years now. I started the business part-time, working alongside my full-time job, and it actually took me 3 years to get to National Marketing Director. Took a lot of hard work, a lot of graft, but doing it part-time especially. But I got there. It was an amazing achievement. And in May 2019, last year, I actually took it one step further, and I was able to quit my full-time job after 17 years of working in retail management to do this business and work for the Juice Plus company full-time. It was an amazing achievement, as I said, took a lot of hard work. But, you know, I got there and I've had so many incredible, you know, things that have happened with the business, you know, along this journey. One of the most standout things for me was actually getting my National Marketing Director award live on stage in Barcelona, this jam-packed arena and event that was sort of filled with nearly 10,000 people. And on the very same day, my wife, who some of you will probably know, Danny Cumru, she's a presidential marketing director. She actually got her recognition live on stage in Barcelona as well. And it was one of the most magical experiences that probably as a couple that we've ever had. So, as I said, I've been able to do some amazing things, not only obviously quit my job, but I've actually traveled a lot due to this business and, you know, going through the marketing plan and with a lot of hard work mixed together, I've been able to go to LA, I went to Marbella, been to Ibiza, and most recently in 2019 in January got to go to Thailand for hitting National Marketing Director. And my wife actually came with me because she hit Presidential Marketing Director, and we both got to share the experience together. And it was probably the most, you know, impactful and life-changing experience that probably we've ever had. So even though, you know, we've had all these amazing things that have happened and it's been an amazing journey, I have to say, both, you know, for me in like a personal way, personal growth, I've changed so much as a person. But even though I'm 4 years in, I already feel now, probably more than ever, that we are just getting started. And it probably sounds a bit silly for me to say that because it's 4 years, but with the brand new marketing plan that the company introduced at the start of this year, with 2 brand new positions, and also with the expansions into new markets and with more to come, I honestly feel like, you know, this is the best place for me. And in my opinion, I don't think there's a better place to be if you want to build a home-based business opportunity than with the Juice Plus company right here, right now. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our male panelists. They've all got some amazing businesses. They are incredible people. And I can't wait to sort of share the stage with them and introduce them. So I'm going to start with an amazing guy who's actually hit QSSC, which is one of our brand new positions that I was talking about. He's been 9 months with the Juice Plus company, working the business part-time. He's a dad to 2 girls, aged 4 and 1. Also a husband to Sabrina, who's also with the Juice Plus company. He's representing Ireland today, and that is the amazing Paddy Jackson. So warm welcome to Paddy. Next up, some of you will probably know this guy. He's a very familiar face within the Juice Plus company. Got amazing longevity with the business. He's been with the business for 6 years. He's a senior sales coordinator. Previous to that, he was actually a utilities consultant. His partner is also in the business, Amy Turner, and that is the amazing David John Stanway, or as how we like to call him, DJ Stanway, in our little Juice Plus world. So welcome, DJ. Okay, next up. I've actually had the pleasure of getting to know this guy quite well throughout the journey, because I actually got to go to NMD school together with this guy. Also had the pleasure of going to Thailand in January 2019, as I said before, with this guy, and because our journeys have been probably quite similar in the time frame that we hit National Marketing Director in the same period. So he's been in the business 5 years with Juice Plus company, works the business full time. Before that, he was actually a carpenter and a joiner, and he's actually the founder of the XXY community, which I'm sure most of you will know, and that is the amazing Dan Aldridge. So massive welcome to Dan. And then last but not least, I have got another amazing guy who is also a senior sales coordinator, so a fantastic leadership position within the Juice Plus company, has been building the business part-time, working part-time for 5 years, and he's also an accountant, and that is the amazing Damien Murray. So welcome to Damien, and welcome to absolutely all you guys. I hope that you are as excited as I am. Okay, so I'm going to kick off straight away with the questions, okay? So I'm going to start with you, Paddy. So our industry is renowned to be quite female dominant. From a guy's perspective, what was it about this particular opportunity with the Juice Plus company that made you decide to join the business?
First of all, hi everybody and welcome. You know, I was a typical man at the start. I wasn't open to viewing anything regarding earning money from social media. So my wife actually joined the business first because she was open. She seen a post on Facebook and, you know, she asked for more information and, you know, she joined the business first and she was at me for 2 months trying to get me to join, and I still wasn't interested in it. And one evening she was doing like a team training call on a Zoom call, and there was 2 special guests on it. And one of them is obviously here, Dan Aldridge, and Harriet Jones was the other one. And there were another couple in this business, and they were talking about all their success and their achievements that they've had, and they're showing the possibilities of the future. And I suppose I just learned more from that call, and that was a turning point for me, that I was able to learn what the company offered and the possibilities. And that from that night on, I turned around the screen and I said, okay, well, if we're going to do it, let's go all in, let's do it, and, you know, get as far as we can in it, and let's see where it brings us. So
amazing.
I suppose there's a little lesson there that, you know, just because I said no, you know, it doesn't mean that no can't turn into a yes in the future, you know. So don't ever count anybody out, because I was so against it at the start, and 2 months later I'm saying yes, and I joined, and, you know, 9 months later I'm on the same panel as Dan there. So like he was one of the reasons why I joined, and now I'm here. So I've had a really amazing journey so far.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Paddy. And do you know what? I can truly relate to that, because I remember being in the same position. Like, my wife joined the business first, and I waited a good few months. It wasn't until I actually got to a convention. She dragged me to a convention in Birmingham, and I sat there. And at first, I had no idea why I was there at all. I had zero interest at that time, as you said, about, you know, joining a business or looking for something. But when I saw real life people with real life testimonies about how this opportunity had obviously helped them, you know, live a more positive or better lifestyle. I've always been quite an entrepreneurial person, and it wasn't really until that convention that I had that sort of light bulb moment and thought, you know what, yeah, this is something I can really see myself doing. So yeah, can totally relate to that. Okay, DJ, hope you're well. Welcome. So you have built an amazing customer base, right? So can you tell us a little bit about how you've managed to do this and how you've gone about finding your tribe?
Sure, great. Thanks for having me on the panel. It's always a pleasure to share some knowledge. But when it comes to your tribe, I think this is probably the biggest key you could do in really focusing your energy and finding people that relate to you. And I think that's the main thing when it comes to building a customer. It starts with relationships. It starts with building something that people can relate to you with. So when it comes to finding a tribe, it's basically finding people who are like you. So I kind of spent a bit of time looking within and find the things that I like, I dislike, my passions. Everyone kind of knows that I'm type 1 diabetic, so that's a key thing for me. You know, health and fitness, sports, those sort of stuff. So once you find those kind of key points of what you like, it's about finding where those people hang out online. So I tend to go to diabetic groups and pages and forums and stuff like that, and add value in that workspace. And people then start to see you as maybe someone who has knowledge in that area, and you start to build a bit of trust and relationship between those people. So when it comes to actually building the opportunity up to asking them if they're interested in either the products of the business, they've already got that background of knowledge that you know what you're talking about, or that you have a passion within that field that they can relate to you with, because you have a key connection. Like for me, being diabetic, when I speak to another person who's diabetic, we have that kind of background that we can bounce off each other And it makes it easier to start that conversation because you've already got like an easy in. Hey, how's your diabetes been? Like, how are you finding the control? Are you struggling with this? I had the same thing. This is what I did. Hopefully that might help you. And it's kind of just building that trust factor. So it makes it easier. You haven't got like a cold market. It's a warmer market to be in because people relate to you because they are sort of dealing with the same stuff or they have the same likes and dislikes. So I think that's kind of the key point. From there, it builds the opportunity for you to reach out to those people a lot more comfortably if you struggle with maybe a client base, because you're literally talking about something either that you're really passionate about or that you have a knowledge of, so you have confidence in yourself to talk about. So that's, for me, I believe I think the tribe, finding your tribe or people who are like you is probably the biggest key when it comes to focusing your energy to the right areas, because you don't want to kind of spread it everywhere and worry about trying to find people. If you know where to look, you can really focus your energy and you're more likely to convert quicker. So that kind of, for me, is why a tribe is really important.
Definitely, 100%. Thanks for that, DJ. It's amazing what you're doing. I think you're absolutely right. It's about, finding your niche, finding your target market, and the way that I always sort of teach my team as well is like five things that represent you. And, and that's about knowing who you are, what your interests are, what your hobbies are. And in that way, you can then target those people that are just like you, that have those same interests. And even if, obviously, you mentioned about being a diabetic and stuff, so obviously that's your niche, that's the market you're aiming at. So even if, they didn't necessarily have that, it's about starting their own product journey, isn't it? And like, you've been on the product, you're a massive product on the product. So when you start your own journey and you get your own results, you can then target those people because you're already doing it. You're living the mission. So yeah, 100% agree with that.
I think if your results are based on like weight loss or whatever it is, I guarantee there's other people out there who are kind of looking for the same results, and you've already got a journey there that they can relate to. So it's an easy way for you to find relatability with a potential customer.
Perfect. Thanks, DJ. I'll be back to you very shortly. Okay, next up, Dan. Okay, so Dan, you have built an incredible business at national marketing director level, as I said, with your amazing XXY community. Can you give us your top tips on how to build this business, obviously as big as you have, from a male perspective?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Ross, for having me on. It's an honour to speak on the panel. So yeah, for me as a guy building this business, it really has been no different really to building it as a woman. What we look for in people as Juice Plus partners is it's not necessarily your gender, it's also about your passion and ambition and desire inside. So for me as a guy, I can honestly put a hand on heart and say I've built my business the same as all the women out there have, except for the slight different uses of language in the inbox, trying to keep it friendly. And as long as your profile looks like you are a passionate business building person and you're on a mission to help people with health and help people with opportunity, then building this business as a guy can actually be not a disadvantage, but an advantage. And the reason why is because in such a female-dominated industry, with a lot of women doing this, actually, as a guy, you actually stand out from the crowd. So for me, it's been a bit of an advantage for me to stand out from the crowd. But yeah, for guys who are out there who are in the business and are working their way up the promotions right now, my top tips for you really are to just have a consistent DMO, lock in with your upline. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, that isn't an excuse. There's no advantage really, but it's all about down to you and how you work your business behind the scenes. And just keep everything on a professional level so that, if you do message someone, they know that you're a business builder and you're messaging them to help them with either the opportunity or the products, and just keep it super fun and super simple. And that's all I've been doing for the past 5 years.
Yeah, 100%. Love that, Dan. And like you said, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I think as long as you're showing up every day, you're showing that you're living a mission, a bit like what DJ was saying about the customers, but the same for you in terms of the business. As long as you're showing up authentically, you're being genuine and you're being you, and you're able to gain that like and trust, aren't you? No matter what gender you are, because you're living it, you're doing it, and you're breathing, sleeping the passion, as you said. So yeah, 100%, amazing. Thanks, Dan. Okay, so last question on this round to Damien. So Damien, you are renowned for building sort of relationships and networking And we all know that, you know, this business is fundamentally built on building relationships. So can you tell us your strategy of how you go about that, building relationships and networking?
Okay, cool. All right, thanks. Thanks, by the way, for inviting me onto this. It's a real honour. As we know, we all love the JP company, don't we? So it's an absolute pleasure. So basically, I kind of want to reflect on a couple of things that DJ said as well. I think tribe is really important. And the reason why is because your language doesn't really have to change a lot. And online, offline, we want to keep things as kind of simple as possible. And when you relate to someone, it's a lot easier to kind of establish that conversation, even if you're predominantly doing your business online. One of the ways that I do that on Facebook, especially, but you can do it on Instagram as well, is by finding people that you relate to. I mean, I'm a dad, you know, I've got twins. So for me, I get a part of like twin dad groups, you know, dad groups, all that kind of stuff. And I guess in there, you know something about these people already. You know that they're dads, you know you've got commonalities, and you know that you've got ways that you can actually establish rapport with them. So on a day-to-day basis, I guess the way that you kind of do that in a DMO, posting in the group, interacting with everybody who comments on your posts, also commenting on other people's, adding value. But there's a thing which I kind of call mirroring. So when you post into a group, I actually run a dad's group on Facebook. But actually creating a group of your own niche isn't very duplicatable. That there's thousands of groups out there that you can actually be a part of and leverage. So I kind of mirror what I put on my profile into groups, so that what happens that it's not, obviously I'm not posting like my products in there and stuff like that, but in terms of positivity, if I'm going to the gym or exercising or something like that, I put it in there. I'm quite a positive person, so I try to reflect that. It just means that when they transition over to your because people do look, people are nosy. If they see you in a group, they try to go onto your profile. They all do it. People deny it, but they do it. And then if they see that there's a real sort of continuity between what you're putting into a group and what's on your profile, when you do eventually kind of, because the way I do it, I post, if people comment, I kind of think they're the people who are relating to me. So these are the people that I need to engage with. And then when I add them onto my profile, I know that they're going to get value, because what I'm posting into the group that they're engaging on, they're actually seeing on my profile as well. And then obviously you kind of build it from there, commenting, adding value, getting into conversations, and obviously interacting with them on your posts, on your profile, as well as your groups as well. And honestly, there's so many groups, and obviously you can do it on Instagram in the same way through the hashtags, actually segmenting your hashtags, making sure your posts are going to the people that you want to see it. And then obviously taking it to inbox and all that kind of stuff on Instagram. So yeah, it's pretty simple, it's powerful, and obviously as with everything, consistency is key.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And do you know what? That is, I love what you said about mirroring what's on your profile and into your groups, and like I said, adding value, because that is absolutely massive. Like you say, what people want to see, obviously, if you're in groups and stuff, is someone that is genuine, as I said, someone that's living the mission, someone that's relatable, and the fact that you're doing that and having that continuity on both when you're adding them onto your Facebook profile is awesome, because as I said, straight away, they're getting to know, like, and trust you, aren't they? So, and you're building that rapport, and you're just taking it to a new level once they're on your profile. So I absolutely love that. The one thing I'll say, and this will probably be my next question, I'm going to stick with you, Damien, right, is you've got some amazing tips there. So if you're in groups, how can you then transfer, like, you know, from group to actual being a business prospect? What would be like your number one tip? Because obviously we don't want to go and, you know, like you say, and talk about products or business as such. You're just more adding value. So how do you then make it into those people into business prospects?
So I think that when you become established in a group and you post and you're getting comments, you're getting traction, it's a natural transition to kind of bring up the subjects that you're talking about that people are engaging with, obviously, to the people in inbox, or obviously adding them. And I think one of the most powerful things about a group is that if someone, like you said, they know, like, and trust you, they know that you're kind of I don't like the word influencer in the group, but obviously then when you add them, obviously watching the group guidelines and stuff like that, because some of them say don't add people from the group and stuff like that. But adding them onto your profile, they're more likely to accept, because obviously they know that you're in the group, they know that you add a lot of content, and then kind of just continuing conversations. but I'm quite open on my profile that I'm doing a business. So when I actually approach them, obviously chasing likes is one way. If you put up a business post or something and then they comment on it or something like that, that's just a natural transition. But in terms of bringing up the business, I'm quite open about what I'm doing. But obviously it's about the commonality, and it's about, I don't mention Juice Plus or anything like that. I don't do that. But what I do say is that I've got home-based business. It may or may not be a fit for you. As you're a dad like me, I thought it'd be valuable because it's really helped us, you know, sort our finances out and our health and all that kind of stuff. If you want info, great. If not, no worries. And that's basically how I do it as well. It's non-offensive, it's non-spammy, and it's non-intrusive as well. And obviously they can say yes or no. And I guess that what we are is that we're sorting people who want to do it and people who don't want to do it. So that's sort of the way I do it.
Oh. Cheers, thanks, David. It's amazing. Like you say, the good thing about that is like it's like when they're going over to your profile, it's like they're already quite a warm market, aren't they? Because you've already established, as you said, that rapport, that relationship. So when you are talking to them or engaging about the business opportunity, it's not come out the blue because, as you said, they can see what you're doing on your profile anyway. You're very open to that, but you've already built that established relationship. So yeah, thank you very much, David. Okay, Dan, we'll come back to you. So I know that obviously you work alongside your amazing partner, Harriet, who's also a national marketing director of the business. And obviously, likewise, with myself and Danny both been in the business. I'm sure there's others out there that may want to bring their partners on board, but may have come up against some initial objections. What tips would you have for potential partners, whether they're in or outside the business?
Yeah, so if you're at home right now watching this convention on the sofa with your partner who is maybe in or outside of the business, my number one top tip would be to seriously have a look more into this business, because if there's two of you, you can build this franchise together as a team, which basically means you've got two people's networks merging into one, which means you've got more chance of success. Or what you can do is with me and Harriet is you can actually sign up your other half as a separate franchise owner. Then you've got double the amount of bonuses and double the amount of commissions to earn, which is all household income. So it's very, very smart to work this business as a team and collect all the bonuses together. You know, me and Harriet have started at the bottom and we've worked, as I've gone up, she's gone up. So she's now a national marketing director with me. And we're both climbing up the ladder together, clipping all the promotions and bonuses as we go. So my top tip for you is to seriously consider having a look at this opportunity, because it is incredible. And, you know, most guys out there are very skeptical, but, you know, the proof's in the pudding. Like everybody who, I know who's working this business actively is reaping fantastic rewards from it. So have a look at the opportunity if you're not yet in the business. And my second thing for you guys is, if you're sat at home on a sofa and this just isn't you at all, and you simply are not interested, you don't want to do this business, the next best thing you can do as a partner is at least support your partner who is doing the business, because it's super, super important. In this business, it's just like the ocean. You have up downs, you have down days, and you need someone there sometimes to pick you up and dust you off and say, come on, it's all right, you can do this. And someone to remind you why you're doing this business as well, because when you've got someone who you live with that's supporting you, it makes a hell of a lot of difference. For some people, it literally makes or breaks their business, because I know for a fact I would struggle trying to build this business alongside someone who wasn't supporting me. Like every single time you get a no or rejection and they're sort of like almost laughing at you, you wouldn't want to do that. So you need someone to help you win, support you, someone to share your goals with, someone to share your dreams with. And I honestly do believe, if you look at a lot of the top earners in the company, a lot of the top earners are couples. And the reason why is because it's fantastic building this business on your own, but when a partnership comes together, something truly magical happens. And it's because you have that synergy of like helping each other out, clipping the bonuses. You're literally living with your business buddy, which is the best thing in the world. So imagine it's just like having a gym partner, right? Like if you were living with your gym partner, you wouldn't not go to the gym because there's no excuses. When you're living with your business buddy, you can have phenomenal success. So either take the opportunity or just support your other half on the opportunity. And then either way, you're going to have a better household income.
Amazing. And I absolutely love that. And you know what? It's really good for me to hear this, because I remember as a partner, I was a husband. Obviously, I'm a husband. But when Danny first started this business, she was in it for a good few months. And as I said, I took zero interest, but I was supportive of her on what she was doing. And I think the so I get on with it. She was having great success. But I think what initially stopped me from joining is because I didn't know how to do this business. I wasn't educated about this business. And when I saw what my wife was doing, I thought to myself, I don't think I could do the business like that. But the good things about this, and like you say with you and Harriet and the partnership, is that you can build this differently. Like, you know, everyone has different strengths. Like, I know my wife is amazing at, you know, being spontaneous and doing live videos and stuff like that, whereas I'm more sort of a bit more reserved, and I like doing a bit more sort of one-to-one training. So you both have different strengths, but when you have a partnership, and as you say, it comes together, your strengths, like, you know, coordinate with each other. So you get the best of both worlds. So you're absolutely right. And I absolutely love that about the partnership. So thanks for sharing that, Dan. Okay, DJ, coming to you. You gave some amazing tips earlier about finding your tribe. So if people wanted to walk away today and get started on finding their tribe, what would be your number one tip or takeaway for them to get started?
Yeah, great. So I would say the best thing to do is sit down, obviously with yourself, sit down and take a bit of time and just figure out kind of what kind of team you want to have. Like that, I like touching on the partner side of things. Obviously, like I'm the same. My partner's in the business. I think everyone on the call today is the same. It took her a year to convince me. So like I was a real stubborn guy, but the whole time I was very supportive. And I think once you have that establishment, you then got to kind of figure out what kind of team, like the team you have are generally the people that are similar to you, right? If you find in the tribe, you're going to be signing up people that are kind of like you. So my team have quite a few diabetics in. I have quite a few people who are also into the gym and fitness, because that kind of relates to me. And I think when you have that, again, it builds a stronger bond as a business partner as well, because it makes it more duplicatable what you're doing, because they're then again looking for people kind of similar to them, and you have that kind of key line all the way through of that simple commonality. So I would say sit down and really figure out the kind of team you want to have, and again look within and see the top things that you're interested in, your passions, what your interests are, and then again, for like Damien said, you've got to find those groups that are within that. So I spend a lot of time in diabetic groups, you know, like Damien said, posting in there, adding content, adding value, I think is a very key thing. And I think once you start doing that consistently, people kind of start coming to you and following your page, your groups. I actually send out, whenever I add diabetic people, I send out like an intro message, just kind of introducing myself and a link to my own group, and sending that out. And then when they're in my group, because it's mine, I can kind of add a little bit more of what I do in there, so then they're exposed to the business products a little bit more. So it's kind of an invasive way of showing them the opportunity without directly putting them at it. And I think that's quite a nice way of doing it. So first off, find out what your strengths are and what your passions are, and then go out and find those kind of people who relate to you on that sort of subtext.
Definitely. Thanks for that, DJ. And again, amazing. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's funny because a lot of people, when they sign up to this business, this opportunity, they might think to themselves, right, I might need to go and speak to my friend or my brother or my sister or my family. And do you know what? They might not actually be your tribe. Like, I know I've got an older brother and he's nothing like me at all. So, you know, we've got completely different interests and hobbies and everything. So, as you say, it's about definitely figuring out who you are and who you want in your team, and finding that niche and working on that solely, because that will be who your tribe is. So, amazing. Thanks, DJ. Okay, last question. Paddy, so we all know that sponsoring people, new franchise partners into this business is a massive thing, obviously, for growing a successful business. Can you give us your top tips on how you go about sponsoring new franchise partners?
So I suppose, you know, there's a trend happening here with all the guys saying it, you know, it's all about consistency and building relationships. And the quicker you can build that relationship, the quicker you can turn someone into a partner. And, you know, customers obviously make great partners, so you could start there. And there's also, you know, share stuff on your page. Don't be always product business. This is Juice Plus, or, you know, obviously we're not saying Juice Plus, but show them what you're doing. Like, the quicker people can get to learn who you are, you know, you have a family, your hobbies, you know, in your stories, on your page. Don't just be all business. And the quicker people can see who you are, the quicker they're open to looking at what you're doing. And I find that when I'm talking to a new person, you know, a new friend or anything like that, you know, after I send them a message, the first thing they go in and do is look at my stories. And if you don't have stories there, you know, that's the difference between getting blocked or someone writing back to you. You know, if there's a trend there, like, you know, you have to have good quality posts, good quality stories, and, you know, people will be more open to listening to what you're doing then.
Definitely. And again, it's such a key thing. Like you said, there's a common trend here is about showing up and being authentic, being genuine, being you, posting about what you're all about. And again, when people join this business, or I know for a fact, a lot of people think automatically they might have to change who they are and what they do and how they post, when really it's just being themselves, isn't it? But just being, you know, a better version of themselves and living the mission, and then that's how you attract people into the business. There's no real changes. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Paddy. Okay, well, thanks guys. I have to say, it's really, really difficult, I know, to get so many like sort of golden nuggets out there in such a short space of time, but I really feel like you've all done that. It was absolutely amazing. I'm sure so many people are going to walk away from this and be able to absolutely smash their business, whatever gender they are. But yeah, it's been an absolute honour to share the stage with all of you guys on this virtual convention. So I just want to say a round of applause to you guys, massive thank you. And that's it from us. I hope this has been insightful and useful. And who knows, at our next convention, we may even see some more amazing guys in the business that are absolutely smashing it, like these guys. So thanks, everyone.